guys, welcome to another episode of MUCK. So today I wanted to talk about the horse equivalent of get-rich-quick schemes. So I'm also a financial advisor, right? And I always tell clients, I have a surefire way for you to get rich. Not to get rich quick, but to get rich. It's to work hard, save a lot of money, don't spend a lot, and you will get rich by the end of your life. Now they always kind of laugh because everybody wants a get-rich-quick scheme, right? They think I'm going to tell them about some hot stock tip or a company they can invest in, and that'll have, huge returns in a year or something like that. The truth is, those really don't exist. I mean, yeah, some people get lucky from time to time, and they may get rich quicker than others. But as far as a surefire, works every time way to get rich quick, as far as I know, it doesn't exist. And as an advisor, as a financial advisor, I would be the very first person to adopt something if it actually worked, because I could get paid a lot of money to share that with my clients. They would love that if it existed. I don't believe it actually exists, and therefore, the best I can do is tell people, invest consistently throughout your life. Get the highest paying job you can. Don't spend a lot to the degree that you can, and that's the best way to get wealthy throughout your lifetime. And it's the same with horses. My horse training method takes a lot of time. I'll be the first one to say that. I tell clients that all the time as well. And I had somebody ask me recently something basically to the effect of, well, I know your method takes a long time and it's really thorough, but can't you just come up with a way to kind of shortcut it and just get the job done? And I was like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that safely, at least. You might be able to shortcut it for a while and get by, but if you're doing something at all complicated with your horse, and really even if you're just riding it, if you cut corners, you're not going to be as safe. And I'm just unwilling to train horses, whether that's for me to ride or for someone else to ride, where it's going to be unsafe. I think of horses like cars. And I'm not a car guy, so car guys will probably correct me on some of my terminology here. But if you're driving a sedan, a Toyota Corolla down the street, right? Just about anybody can do that. Probably automatic transmission, pretty much. You put your foot on the gas, it goes. You put your foot on the brake, it stops. Turn the wheel one way, it goes that way, etc. Just about anybody can do that. But what if you're driving in a car and every so often it just turns on its own? Or you put your foot on the brake and it just doesn't stop. Or you just randomly, you don't touch the gas, but it just accelerates as fast as it can go randomly. Would you feel very safe driving that car? I sure wouldn't. I wouldn't drive that car ever. I wouldn't even get into that car. Even if it's a self-driving car like we'll probably have in a few years. You're still going to punch in a destination you want that car to go to, and it's going to drive there. And if it doesn't drive there, you're probably going to want to get out of that car real quick. If it decides to go somewhere that you didn't program, you're still not going to want to be in that car. So it's the same way with horses. I want that horse to do exactly what I tell it to do each and every time I tell it to do that. And if it doesn't, I don't feel safe. Even if it's something as small as the horse just walking off before I ask it to walk off. It would be the same as if you're sitting in your Toyota Corolla and you don't do anything, but it just starts driving forward on its own. That would freak me out. I don't know, maybe it wouldn't freak some people out, but it sure would freak me out. And that freaks me out when I'm sitting on a horse as well. And then I also like to think of it as like the difference between like a race car versus just a street car, right? So a race car has a whole lot more capability than a Toyota Corolla, right? You've got the NOS or whatever it's called, the booster, right? Where I actually got to see a race car recently up close, and I was looking at the steering wheel, and there's all these buttons and stuff on the steering wheel. And I know it's because when you're going that fast, you can't reach back to the back seat and turn on the gas or whatever it is. You need to be able to just push a button like that and boom, it goes, because you're driving so fast. You got to keep your hands on the wheel. So that car has so much more capability. And if you don't know what you're doing, you get in that car, you're driving around, and you accidentally hit that button because you don't know what the button does, and it shoots you off at a high rate of speed. Well, the car didn't do anything wrong. The car did exactly what it was supposed to do. You just didn't know how to operate it correctly. And so you can have a very highly trained horse that has buttons like that it, still should only be ridden by an advanced rider or someone who knows how to operate those buttons. But it's not like the car or the horse is being unsafe. It's doing what you told it to do. It just has much more athletic buttons than a street sedan might. But in both cases, if the car does something unexpected that you didn't tell it to do, you're probably going to feel unsafe and feel like it needs work before you go back and keep driving it or keep riding it. So anyway, getting back to the original topic, it takes a long time to get a horse to that point where it does exactly what you tell it to do every time you tell it to do that, and no more and no less, really. There is no shortcut that I know of to get to that point. Now, if somebody knows of a shortcut to get to that point, please tell me. Please send me a message, put it in the comments, whatever. Tell me what that method is, because trust me, just like as an advisor, as a horse trainer, I could make a lot of money if I had a much faster method to get horses to that safe point. But if you're gonna, tell me a method like that, I want to see the results from it. I want to see horses that have been trained in that method from the start and that are really good, at least as good or better than horses that have been trained in my methods. And I say my methods, of course, I learned all these methods from other people. I didn't come up with most of this, but the methods that I use. And until that time, I'm just unwilling to cut any corners because the results will be unsafe. And I'm not willing to take that risk with my body and my bones or with someone else's broken bones. I'm just unwilling to do that. So, like I say, if you have a faster method out there, I want to know about it because I want to copy it. Until that time, I'm using the best and safest methods that I know how, and the downside of it is they do take a long time. So anyway, that's the MUCK It episode for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you later.